Hey there, everyone. This is Anthony Avina with On Request Magazine, formerly known as Rock On Request Magazine, and welcome to episode 1 of the weekly Riff. This is a brand new show where weekly we'll give you a rundown of some of the headlines from entertainment world, music, film, television, gaming, if there's any gaming news, anything. Um, this is a brand new show. We're going to start off with a weekly segment. Hopefully we can build an audience and get some more views, and maybe eventually we can get some other videos to fill the rest of the week. Uh, this is my set for now, but in the future, hopefully we'll have some higher tech to bring you guys. So, without further ado, this is On Request Magazine's The Weekly Riff. I'm your host, Anthony Avina. And today, we'll start things pretty simple. We'll start with television. Some good news on the CW front for season 2 of Arrow. Probably one of the biggest pieces of news to come out of Comic Con this year for the sophomore drama on CW is the news that the Flash, the very super powered superhero, is actually going to be added to the roster for a few episodes of Arrow. If everyone's been speculating who's going to be cast, and they finally cast someone. His name is Grant Gustin. If you're familiar with Glee, he was the villain on Glee for a while. He has been cast as Barry Allen, aka The Flash. He'll be appearing in at least 3 episodes this season, with hopes that his character will be able to spawn into his own series, just like the originals did for they spin off of the Vampire Diaries. Um, I think he definitely looks the part. I've never watched Glee, so I can't say, acting wise, his personality wise, but it definitely looks like he's got the part down. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with his character. Of course, the character will be human for the first couple of episodes, but they are saying that they're going to adapt him to become the Flash with the superpowers. So, very excited to see that, and very excited to see him interacting and playing off of Stephen Amell's very dark Oliver Queen. So this will be really fun. Also, FX has begun talks to develop an American Psycho television show. It's going to be a sequel to the original Bret Easton Ellis novel, or if you prefer, the American Psycho film by Christian Bale. That's what everyone prefers, I think. But the show would be set with a 50-year-old-ish Patrick Bateman, and he's still killing people, and he decides that it might be neat for him, but really for everyone else, really sadistic, if he took on a young protege, taught him how to be a killer. I think it's a pretty interesting concept, and with the popularity of shows involving serial killers like The Following and Bates Motel, with the void that Dexter is going to leave after the last 2 episodes coming up air, I think it would be a good time to jump on that bandwagon. So looking forward to that as well. Now on to film. Um, Last night a rumor popped up that Justin Bieber received a script for Man of Steel 2, Batman vs. Superman, or whatever title they go with. He took an Instagram photo of himself with that picture of him holding up a Man of Steel script and his name plastered over it. Now, for me, this is probably just some sort of joke. I heard that he is working with FunnyOrDie.com for a sketch, so it wouldn't surprise me if this was a part of it. But hopefully, I'm hoping that it is false, because that would make me lose faith in all humanity, to be honest, if he was cast. I mean, no offense to the Beebs, but not a huge fan of his, and I'm a huge fan of the Man of Steel film, and I see great promised for the future of DC finally. The film was excellent, and I'm actually really excited that Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. I think he'll be great. I think he's a fantastic actor, and when they're talking about a seasoned veteran type of Batman, I think he'd be perfect. You know, everyone wants to put him down because of Daredevil, but I actually thought his acting as Daredevil was really spot on. It was really good. I think it was the script that failed in some parts. You know, I guess that's the writer in me, but that's what I feel. So yeah, hopefully this Bieber thing is just the joke that I think it is. Because if this for real, I'd be pretty sad. So here's hoping Bieber isn't playing Robin in the Batman versus Superman film. Premiering this week in film, we've got two new releases that are, mainstream releases. The Family, starring Robert De Niro, Tommy Lee Jones, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Diana Agron. It's like a dramedy type of thing. Robert De Niro is the head of a family, and he also had connections to the mob. And he decided to turn evidence against them, and him and his family have to go into witness protection. But of course, they're accustomed to mob life, so they handle every situation like mobsters would. You know, beating people up, blowing things up. You know, very violent, but obviously for the movie, comedic as well. So it looks like it'd be pretty good. I'm personally excited about the second film coming out this week, Insidious Chapter 2. Um, the first one was pretty creepy, um, and I'm really excited because they're continuing with the same family this time. It's not like other films where they kind of jump around from different family to different family. Um, and Director James Wan, pretty excited about because he was fantastic for the latest Fast and Furious movie, and I think he did great with The Conjuring. Conjuring was so freaky, uh, really kept you on the edge of your seat. So, Insidious Chapter 2 stars Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, and Barbara Hershey. Great actors, and I'm looking forward to it. So, everyone, please check out those films this weekend. Let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Music news. Music news. Um, a week from this Monday, The Voice premieres. The Voice is On Request Magazine's personal favorite of the reality competition singing boys. Um, Fantastic coaches. Got CeeLo Green and Christina Aguilera returning this year. They're going to be alternating every season between them and Usher and Shakira. Um, so pretty excited about that. Of course, Adam Levine and Blake Shelton returning. Um, Blake Shelton returning champion for what 3, 4 seasons now. So yeah. Also, let's see. Oh, uh, pretty talented young singer Ariana Grande, um, coming out with her album "Yours Truly" this week. Uh, Debuted at #1. Very popular album, and actually surprised me because a lot of young singers, coming out with very similar sounding albums. And the young singers from a few years ago who are now more adult are feeling the need to very sexualize their music instead of like just producing good music. Not pointing any fingers, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about. But this young singer, Ariana Grande, is actually a very fantastic singer who doesn't stick with just the regular pop music that most teen stars do these days, but actually produce a very well written hip hop doo wop type of album. Her voice is very powerful, very, very great, and yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. I think every song is really got a good story, it's got great music, and kind of brings back some of the old Mariah Carey esque '90s hip hop pop feel to it. So yeah, we definitely recommend Yours Truly by Ariana Grande, which is out on iTunes and in stores now. Um, Last night, our Friday featured night track was When You Lose Your Mind by the Royal Louis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Fantastic band. I'm going to provide the link in the description below to our podcast where the song is featured. Please go check that out, and I hope you guys like it. It's a very great, very good song. Um, what else? Television, back to television. Premiere of SOA, in our opinion, was fantastic. I mean, obviously, there's a bit of controversy with the ending of the episode with the child uh, shooting up a school. I think it was well done. They didn't show any of the violence. They kind of panned away and just focused on the child's disturbing notes while the actual shooting was taking place. Obviously, very emotional with the recent tragedy in our nation with the Sandy Hook school shooting. But as far as the show, one, I think it helps inadvertently point out the various problems in our nation that contribute to this school shooting, not just in the show but in real life. Mental health, um, family, easy access to guns, both legal and illegal. I mean, there's a lot of factors, and there needs to be some real change in our nation, I think. So I think that does a good job of pointing that out, and then narratively and creatively, um, for SOA fans who know the show, they know that main character Jax, played by Charlie Hunnam, has for the entire series been trying to get the uh, club Sam Crow out of guns. Um, Obviously, it's been an uphill battle. He hasn't really been able to make headway, and a lot of things have happened in that time. But I think that this tragedy is what's going to help propel him to try and get the group out of guns into more legitimate business. But obviously, telling the IRA you're done is going to be tricky and hard. So it's going to make for interesting endgame run, not just for the season, but for the entire series as a whole. So we thought it was fantastic, very heartbreaking, and very worthwhile of SOA. So congrats, guys, and we can't wait to watch the rest of the season. Also, not last week, the week before, It's Always Sunny in the League premiered on the new FXX, and once again, neither show disappointed lives. I mean, let's go with last week's episode, this past episode. Anyone who's always been a fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia knows that one of the very first episodes of the series was gun control. Uh, Gun Fever was the episode. Where it was a hilarious troupe of a series of events that played out involving guns, and of course didn't work out for the game. And now there's a sequel, Gun Control 2 Still Hot. Um, Hilarious, very hilarious. Pointing out a lot of the factors going into gun violence nowadays. A lot of pointing out the obvious problems with gun control, and only It's Always Sunny would manage to bring up a hot topic like this and very controversial topic and still make it hilarious. So, well done to the team on It's Always Sunny. And the league, of course, uh, what should we call it? Our favorite character on there is Guy Rafi. He's just outrageous and out of this world, and you can't believe it. You want to be able to believe there's a human being like him out in the world. So, uh, everyone go check out those shows. SOA is Always Sunny in the League on FX. Also, pretty excited about this new show coming up on Fox called Sleepy Hollow, which is a modern day version of the classic Headless Horseman scenario of Sleepy Hollow, where Ichabod Crane actually survives the Revolutionary War and wakes up in modern time America, and he must find the Headless Horseman before he kills more people. Pretty interesting, I think. Looks like it might be trying to fill in the gap left by Fringe while also uh, jumping on the bandwagon that Grimm on NBC started with fantasy element. So it looks like it'll be pretty interesting, and I highly recommend watching it, especially until Following premieres, which is one of our favorite shows. Um, New Girl, the Mindy Project, returning this week on Tuesday. Really hilarious comedies. New Girl especially is our favorite here on Request Magazine. The cast is just spot on every week. There's always something to laugh at. It's not one single week goes by where the episode is dry. It's always fun. Makes you relax, and the story is great. And we have to give it up to especially stars Jake Johnson and Zoe Deschanel. Fantastic acting. You guys are really great together, and we can't wait for season 3 to premiere. Um, Also, Mindy Kaling. We love the Mindy Project. It's a fantastic show, and we can't wait to see what new antics the team gets up with. So, also, new comedies premiering with those sophomore dramas or comedies. New comedies, Dads, written by Seth MacFarlane and starring Giovanni Ribisi and Seth Green, one of his familiar actors from Family Guy. This is actually going to be a live studio audience type of show, uh, and it calls on a lot of the social issues that Family Guy does, which is pretty exciting. And also, this new show from Andy Samberg called Brooklyn Nine-Nine stars Andy Samberg and Andre Braugher, and it's a play on the cop procedural where Andy Samberg is kind of a frat guy detective. He treats the house he works for as a frat house instead of a police unit. And his antics get called on by Andre Braugher, who becomes the new captain of the house he works out of. And so they kind of play off each other real well. And of course, Andre Braugher is just amazing in everything he does. So really excited to see him. And that's it for news this week. Since we are now on YouTube, I thought every week we'd give a shout out to a YouTuber, and we thought we'd start out our first set show, with a shout out to the YouTuber who got us on to the whole YouTube craze, and that is Shane Dawson. We did an interview with Shane, 5 years ago now, and he was hilarious back then. He's hilarious now. He's done a great job of really connecting to his fans, really opening himself up to the public and his life, and he's fantastic. I highly recommend you go watch his main channel videos, second channel videos, and his vlogs, because you can't go wrong with any of them. And yeah, so I'll put a link to his page below. Shane, you're amazing, and thank you for helping us inspire to make a show for ourselves. So also, you'll find links in the below to my personal channel, where I film vlogs for myself, podcasts, stuff like that. Um, Also, a link below for On Request Magazine, our formerly known as Rock On Request Magazine, but we are now On Request Magazine because we handle a lot of things. Um, Also, link to the Rock On Request YouTube channel, where you can find interviews and performances on there. And that's episode 1, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Check back here every week for now, and hopefully we'll have other videos throughout the week. eventually. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments below telling us what you thought of the episode, um, what you'd like to see covered. If there's something I missed, just let me know. And please like, favorite, and share this video. And please subscribe to the channel because we want to do this every week. We want to give you guys a new area to get into for the magazine. You guys have been great listening to the podcast, and yeah, love you guys. We're a magazine that's run by fans for your fans. We want to do this for you guys, and we hope you enjoy it. Um, look for more content out next week. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. This is Anthony Avina for On Request Magazine. And this has been On Request Magazine presents. I'm not promoting anything. This is Anthony Avina for On Request Magazine, and this is Weekly Riff. Bye, guys.